Hey guys, it's Clovis, and today we're going to have a look at leader abilities, and we're going to do it right this time. Before I've done a video explaining all the leader abilities, and also a separate video going through all the monsters and having a look at what leader abilities they end up with at the max rank. Now if you want to climb through the ranks as fast as possible, fortunately the game is quite slow. Again, the fastest method I've come up with is leveling monsters. By bringing out 5 face-up monsters and skipping turns with your opponent, basically like using as little action as possible. I've beaten this to death. A lot of people like watching this video probably already know about it. If you don't, check the description for a link to that tutorial I've made on the method. Otherwise, I wish you good luck trying to climb the ranks. It takes a really long time because just the way they program it in the game is just really long to rank up. So this is exactly why I want to make this video, because this is going to detail when and where every single detail on when what monster type gets what leader abilities, in addition to explaining all the leader abilities and actually saying what monster types get what leader abilities. That's right, I'm actually going to be saying when they get them. This way you guys can assess yourself if it's worth your time investment to actually bother to level up something and gain leader abilities. I remember there's another video I've made. If I actually haven't made it by the time of uploading this, then wait for that to come out, because I have technically made it, maybe it's not uploaded, otherwise it'll be linked. Just look at the top right corner, I'll put in a card showing the video that shows you the information. That'll give you a bigger time difference, or like a bigger idea of the disparity between ranks, if you really want to think about leveling up. I will do a recap through the monster types again at the end of the video, but until the point where I go through the actual leader abilities, I'm going to declare which monsters gain the ability and at what rank as I go through the explanation of the leader abilities themselves. If you already know what the leader abilities do and you'd like to skip the part where I explain it, just click on the time of the screen right now. That'll be a recap of every single monster type and what leader ability it gets at each level, of course. Just a quick shout out to Generic Mad Scientist, who actually made the chart for this. You can always refer to that, that's in the video description. That will showcase all leader abilities and when each monster gets one. This video is basically based off of that, so yeah, thanks to him, makes my life a lot easier. And yeah, without further bullshit, here we go. Here's the ultimate guide to leader abilities. Currently on the screen, I'm scrolling through the leader ability list that a monster ends up with at the max rank. However, as I go through the leader abilities, I'm also going to explain which monster types receive those and when they do. So I want to start with the hidden leader abilities. These abilities are not actually listed on the card, unlike other abilities, but they do have an effect and are based on your deck leader and their rank. So the hidden card find ability is an ability that certain monsters get all at the major rank, which is a rank with 1 star and 1 stripe. What this ability does is allows you to discover the 21 hidden cards in the game. There is 1 card hidden on each enemy duel in the game, and if you move over a specific tile according to that map, you will unlock the card and it will appear in your library. You can see the locations for these on the screen now and the corresponding card. The current highlighted tile in the map editor is the tile where you unlock the card that appears on the screen, where the 2 red bars, the vertical and horizontal ones, intersect. Corresponding to the Duelist, you also see in the corner. This is the intended way to receive a bunch of cards in the game, including all the Immortals, of course barring Slate Warrior, which has a password, and Mika's Yoke, which requires reincarnation. You can also earn other cards from it, but that's pretty much where this leader ability ends. All zombies, beast warriors, beasts, winged beasts, insects, dinosaurs, reptiles, fish, thunders, pyros, and plants all receive the hidden card ability, and to my knowledge they all gain it at the major rank. So every monster type that I did not list does not get this ability. All the ones that I just listed do. The other hidden leader ability is the bonus slot reels. A monster with this leader ability gains extra slot reels as they climb the ranks. I actually don't have specific details on which rank you gain the extra slots at, but all monsters gain the bonus slot arrows at the same ranks from Major through to Admiral. You will gain, in addition to the default middle slot, the top reel, bottom reel, and the 2 diagonals, all separately. So every few ranks, you should gain an extra slot reel from Major all the way up to Admiral. Picking a deck leader that has bonus slots to rank up very high is extremely efficient as your primary deck leader, as it will make getting bonus slot rares a lot easier. With 5 slot reels active, you can get potentially up to 5 3-in-a-row rares per duel, theoretically. All spellcasters, warriors, beast warriors, fairies, dinosaurs, reptiles, machines, thunders, pyros, and rock monsters get all the 4 bonus slots, whereas all other monster types do not gain any bonus slots. Oh, and before I forget, your ability to Destiny Draw does depend on your rank, which also depends on the monster type. More info on that can be found in the video I've done Destiny Draw. Again, I'll link that in the top right in the card, top right of this video, that is. Summary-wise, all Dark, Light, and Wind monsters need to be Lieutenant Colonel to Destiny Draw, whereas all Earth, Water, and Fire monsters only need to be First Lieutenant. Now let's talk about all the leader abilities that are actually listed on the monsters themselves. These are abilities that have their effects during a duel and only during a duel. I'm going to start with extended support range for the sake of explanation, then after that I'm going to go alphabetically from A to Z, listing all of the leader abilities in the game that can be possibly listed on the card itself. So, extended support range. For some leader abilities, they have an area of effect. This default area of effect is simply one surrounding tile around your deck leader. Extended support range extends the area of effect of any leader ability that has an actual range to 2 surrounding tiles from your deck leader. This includes destroy specific enemy type, improved resistance for same type friendlies, increased strength for same type friendlies, movement boost for same type friendlies, open opponent's card, spellbind specific enemy type, weaken specific enemy type. While extended support range does not have an effect on its own, it is extremely complementary to any of the aforementioned leader abilities. Your effective range increases from the surrounding 8 tiles of your deck leader to 24, effectively tripling the amount of tiles that leader abilities are effective on. Now, if you consider that all the maps are 7x7, that's 49, and 2 spaces are occupied by the deck leader. Extended support range means your deck leader ability takes up like quite literally half of the usable map. Like, it is ridiculous. It's actually insane. So all of these monsters gain this leader ability, and at the following ranks will be listed on the screen. This will be the same format for everything up until weaken specific enemy type, which I'll talk about then. Remember that the effectiveness of extended support range will depend on the other leader abilities they gain, which will be mentioned as we go along. Destroy specific enemy type is an area of effect leader ability that literally destroys a specific monster type that enters within your deck leader range. The type of monster this leader ability destroys will depend on your deck leader's monster type itself. Here are the monster types who gain the ability and what monsters they destroy. Fairies at Brigadier General will destroy fiends within their radius. Plants at Rear Admiral will destroy rocks. Pyros at Brigadier General will actually gain the ability to destroy both zombies and plants. Reptiles at Rear Admiral destroy insects. And rocks at Rear Admiral will destroy dinosaurs. Direct Damage Halved is a low-level leader ability that functions like a normal leader ability, but low-level leader abilities are only given to monsters that have a significantly low level. In most cases, it is level 1 or 2, but in some cases it's level 3, but never any higher than 3 usually. Direct Damage Halved itself literally halves the damage it takes from any direct attack. This does not include burn cards or any other damage sources, it's only a direct attack to the deck leader. So, if a 3000 attack Blue Eyes White Dragon attacks your deck leader directly when it has this leader ability, it will only reduce your life points by 1500, which is of course half the attack of the monster. Improved resistance for same type friendlies is a very rare area of effect leader ability, with only 2 monster types gaining this leader ability, which are fairies and rocks. Fairy type monsters will gain this leader ability at Lieutenant Colonel, whereas Rocks gain this leader ability at the Colonel rank. This leader ability protects monsters the same type as your deck leader from the destructive effects of spell and trap cards. Any spell that destroys or takes control of your monster or tries to tamper with it in any way within your deck leader support range will be completely mitigated by this leader ability. As well as enemy trap cards your monster attacks into cannot be affected when under the effect of this leader ability. This also includes enemy equipped cards including Paralyzing Potion. This leader ability does not mitigate monster effects such as Fiend's Hand, so be mindful. Increased movement is an ability that affects your deck leader itself as opposed to your allies. Dragons, machines, and winged beasts are the only monster types that gain this ability. Dragons gain it at the Admiral rank, whereas machines and winged beasts gain it at the Colonel rank, which is actually quite low in the grand scheme of things, considering how powerful this leader ability is. Even though this is like a very simple leader ability, it's like almost the best leader ability. It's definitely like in the top leader abilities. It simply just allows your deck leader to move 2 spaces at any given time as opposed to only 1. While Dimension Hole can teleport your deck leader, this is the only thing in the entire game that will allow your deck leader to consistently move more than 1 space at any given turn. Increased Strength for same type friendlies is an area of effect leader ability that will increase the attack and defense values of all your allied monsters that are the same type as your deck leader. The way this ability works is your deck leader will boost the attack and defense based on their summoning level times 100 up to a max of 5. So level 1 monsters with this leader ability will boost the attack and defense of all their allied monsters on the same type by 100, level 2 monsters will boost their allies by 200, and so on until you get to 5-star monsters which boost their allies by 500, and any monster above level 5 will still only increase their allied monsters' attack and defense by 500, as that is the maximum for this leader ability. Here are the following monsters that gain this leader ability. All of these monsters, with the exception of beasts, do also gain extended support range, which makes this leader ability a significant damage boost aura around your deck leader. If you have this ability, you really want extended support range. Level cost reduction. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Level cost reduction for summoning same type it's so good. Alright, so this is not an area of effect one, but it actually affects the cards you play directly from your hand. This leader ability will reduce all of the monsters in your deck that are same type as your deck leader by either 1 or 2 summoning stars depending on the monster type and the level of your deck leader. As an example, if I have an Aqua Dragon deck leader with this leader ability, it reduces all the Sea Serpents I play by 2 stars each. So I can summon Aqua Dragon for 4 stars, Kairyu-Shin for 3 stars, etc. Unlike low level abilities, this leader ability only actually usually appears on higher leveled monsters. Each monster that has this leader ability seems to have its own rules for what monsters qualify for the leader ability and how much it reduces them by, so make sure you follow the chart on the screen. LP Recovery, in my opinion, is one of the weakest, if not the weakest, leader ability in the entire game. All it does is recovers 50 life points per turn. I just want you to think about that, right? I kind of laugh when I see comments asking about gaining this leader ability because it's going to take you about 8 hours or so of skipping turns with like 3 monsters in order to get this leader ability because there aren't any fusions you can make that will gain this leader ability. You need to require like Senior Admiral or Secretary of Defense to actually gain the leader ability. Like if you just activate a Soul of the Pure, you gain 2,000 life points. You literally gain 40 turns worth of this leader ability. If you really want to regenerate life points, just use life point recovery cards, alright? Millis Radiant is the only beast that gains this leader ability, as it's only level 1. However, level 2 and lower plants, fairies, and pyros gain this leader ability. If they were level 1, they gain it at Senior Admiral rank. However, if they are level 2, they must gain SD to gain this leader ability, alright? So, if you guys want to grind for over 6 hours for this leader ability, you can go ahead, otherwise just activate, I don't know, Goblin Secret Remedy or something is probably a better idea. movement boost for same type friendlies. Yeah, this is a good one. Is an area of effect leader ability that allows your allied monsters of the same type to move 2 spaces when face up, regardless of the actual terrain they are currently standing on. This ability does work in conjunction with extended support range, but out of all these monster types, only Beast Warriors gain that leader ability. Here are the following monster types who gain this ability and at what rank, and cool fact, in all these cases, this is actually the first leader ability all of these monsters get. So if you want to get this leader ability, pick one of these and you can actually get this ability quite early compared to some other leader abilities. Open Opponent's Card is an area of effect leader ability that flips up all enemy cards that are within the effective range, and yes, it does work with extended support range. This leader ability will flip literally every one of your opponent's cards up that happens to be within its range, regardless of if it's a monster, trap, spell. Any card will get flipped up by this. It's actually pretty crazy. In conjunction with extended support range, it is absolutely brutal. Because this does not count as a manual flipping up of a card, it actually completely negates flip effects in addition to the obvious of giving information on the enemy's cards, and also carries other connotations such as if you flip up enemy trap cards, it makes it impossible for them to move them. If you flip up enemy spell cards, it makes it impossible for them to move them without activating them. So yeah, this is just crazy. This is seriously a good leader ability, especially in conjunction with extended support range. However, Open Opponent's Card is a low-level leader ability, and therefore reserved for only lower-level monsters. There's a lot to go through here, so just look at the screen and you'll see all the monsters that get this leader ability and at what rank. Keep in mind that out of all these monsters, only Beast Warriors, Warriors, and Thunder monsters actually have extended support range as well. Spellbind specific enemy type is an area of effect leader ability that functions very similarly to destroy specific enemy type. However, of course, instead of destroying them, it spellbinds them. The spellbind duration will say infinite, but it only spellbinds them while they are within the range of your deck leader's effect. If you move away from the card that is spellbound, the monster will be freed the following turn and able to move. Keep in mind, all 4 monster types that gain this ability also gain extended support range. Fairies and Pyros gain Spellbind specific enemy type at the Colonel rank. Reptiles and Plants gain it at Brigadier General. Fairies Spellbind Zombies, Pyros Spellbind Winged Beasts, Reptiles Spellbind Aquas, and Plants Spellbind Dragons. Terrain Change is a leader ability that changes the terrain tile your deck leader moves on. Every time your deck leader moves onto a tile, the terrain will change to the terrain type that supports the same type monster as your deck leader. So spellcasters will change the tiles to Yami, of course. Magician of Faith gains this at Colonel, whereas all level 1 and 2 spellcaster monsters will gain this rank at Rear Admiral. I have no idea why Magician of Faith is an exception, because no other light monsters are, it just is. That's just how they programmed it. Fiends, with the exception of the Magician of Faith thing, are the exact same. They change the ground to Yami. Level 1 and 2 monsters get it at Rear Admiral. Aquas change the floor to C. Only level 1 Aquas do it, and they gain that at Rear Admiral as well. Level 1 Insects change the ground to Forest. They get that at the Colonel rank. And Immortals at Rear Admiral will change the ground to Crush Terrain, but only Immortals that have a deck cost below 40. And finally, we have Weaken Specific Enemy Type. This is an area of effect leader ability that is practically the opposite of Increased Strength for same type friendlies. Instead of boosting your allies, it weakens enemy monsters of a specific type depending on your deck leader. This ability scales in the exact same way as Increased Strength for same type friendlies, so the weakening effect is 100 times the amount of summoning power your deck leader has, up to a maximum of 500. So unlike a lot of leader abilities, the rank at which a monster acquires this depends on their level. There are a lot of monsters that gain this leader ability, and the level seems to change throughout all of them. There doesn't seem to be any specific rhyme or reason, like no set rule. But the rule of thumb is the lower level your monster is, the earlier you get this ability. Now, I'm so unenthusiastic about this leader ability personally. It's useless unless you're versing a specific monster type. So if you want to know what level a certain monster level, or just a certain monster itself, gains a weakened specific enemy type, just refer to the leader ability chart I linked in the description. I was halfway through listing them and plotting them all out myself and looking for rules, but a few times I was convinced I put everything down like incorrectly. So just look at the damn chart, alright? I know some people are probably going to ask, when does this monster get this leader ability? Weakened specific enemy type, it doesn't matter as much in my opinion, and if it really does matter to you, just check the chart, because that literally shows all like the ranks, all positions that they get it at. So now that we have explained what all the leader abilities do and talked about when they get them, this end of the video is going to be a recap. We're going to go through all the monster types and list all their leader abilities and when they gain them. So I'm just going to use this pace to say thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to let me know if there's any mistakes I've made. I tried to make sure I wasn't making any mistakes this part of the video. Also, if you skipped most of it to get to this point and you don't fully know everything about the leader abilities, maybe just give it a watch anyways, if you've got nothing better to do, that is. Some of the information may surprise you. Otherwise, if you've watched the video all the way from the start up until this point, I really appreciate it. But remember, I do not do this for profit. This is entirely a hobby. My videos are not monetized. And I use my spare time just to make videos pretty much. Anytime I have a day or two where I have no plans whatsoever, I'm just going to work on a video. And these sorts of videos are the result of that. I'm not really a professional video editor, not getting paid to do this. I just kind of do it because I really like this game. So yeah, if you really like the video, again, usually I don't plug subscriptions or liking the video because I don't gain any special benefit out of it. I'm just going to leave that to you. If you like the content, you can subscribe so that you're notified to get more videos like this. If you think the video is cool and you want to leave a like, that's cool. I don't need likes necessarily, but likes are a good indicator of how much people actually like the video itself, so that may steer my content in a certain direction in the future, depending on what the more like what videos get a better reception and not. So yeah, it is just an outro of me rambling while all the information is recapped on the screen. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.